Welcome back to Reds Fusion LFC. Liverpool fans, buckle up, because this one came out of nowhere. A surprise £65 million move, a Premier League defender even faster than Frimpong, shock comments from Milos Kerkez, major scrutiny around Cody Gakpo, and a strong Mohamed Salah message for Arne Slot from a former Red. Plus, could Liverpool be lining up the new Henderson cheat code for the future? This is huge Liverpool news you cannot miss. Let's break it all down right now. Liverpool's £65 million transfer caught me off guard. Nobody told me it was going to happen. Liverpool shattered the world record transfer fee for a goalkeeper in 2018, but not everyone at the club knew about the $65 million transfer involving Allison. Karius has opened up on how he only became aware Liverpool were signing Allison when he saw it in the news. The goalkeeper joined the Reds from AS Roma for £65 million during the 2018 summer transfer window. Jurgen Klopp decided to renew his efforts to sign the Brazil international amid continued concern over the form of Karius. Just months before Allison arrived, Karius had endured a night to forget as he made two crucial mistakes which contributed to Real Madrid's 3-1 Champions League final victory. The first of these saw Madrid take the lead after his catastrophic attempt at rolling the ball to a defender resulted in Karim Benzema deflecting the ball home. The goalkeeper then fumbled Gareth Bale's long-range effort into his own net to restore Real's two-goal advantage. Karius didn't play another competitive game for Liverpool after the final, during which it was later revealed he was concussed, and had loan spells with Besiktas and Union Berlin before leaving Anfield at the end of his contract in the summer of 2022. And, opening up on how he found out Allison was set to join the Reds, Karius revealed to The Independent, "It took me a bit off guard. I just read it in the news. No one told me before that they were making the signing or spoke with me. But I guess that's football. When I asked why no one was informing me, they said they cannot let 30 players know every time we sign a player in their position. There's no bad blood or anything. Allison has done a fantastic job up to today. He's a great goalkeeper. But if they planned on this from the beginning, maybe someone could have put me on notice a little earlier." And although the goalkeeper has since managed to rebuild his career at FC Schalke 04, he admits that after being cast out into the wilderness when his Liverpool contract expired, he considered never returning to football. He said, "It was not the worst 6 months. I still enjoyed myself. I spent a lot of time with my family, I did a lot of traveling, a lot of things that normally you can't do when you're in your everyday routine." Karius is vying for a Bundesliga return with Schalke, who were relegated in 2023. "It would mean a lot to everyone, not just to me, at this club that is supporting every day through really bad times and through good times," he admitted. "To see all these people, the joy that they have right now watching us play is really special. I'm trying to give them as much as possible special moments in the second half of the season. We'll see where it takes us, but ultimately that's a goal I have. It would be a really nice story." Liverpool are now looking at signing Premier League defender who's even faster than Jeremie Frimpong. Liverpool have identified a top target to bolster their defensive ranks, a player whose pace is staggering, even more so than Jeremie Frimpong. There's clearly a need for the Reds to get aggressive in their pursuit of defenders amid so much uncertainty. Joe Gomez is past his prime, and Ibrahima Konate might not sign a contract to keep him at the club beyond this season. When you also factor in Liverpool missing out on Mark Guéhi, defenders have to be the priority in terms of recruitment efforts. Brilliant, then, that they are being linked with a top-class centre-back with pace to burn. Liverpool keen on rapid Mickey van de Ven from Spurs. There have been rumblings about Mickey van de Ven since it emerged that he was resisting advances from Tottenham over a new contract. The 24-year-old has made a name for himself as the fastest player in the Premier League, clocking in at 37.38 km per hour 2 seasons ago. That feat has not been matched since. But he's not just a pace merchant. The Dutchman is a solid defender, with the only real concern about his game being how frequently he gets injured.
From a Liverpool fan perspective, breaking Alexander Isak's leg doesn't help his case. It's not turning Liverpool off though, and with Van de Ven fed up at Spurs, this could be the market opportunity FSG love to mention. The Daily Mail reports, Liverpool are developing a keen interest in Mickey Van de Ven, which will be a test of Spurs' resolve in the summer. Van de Ven has resisted a new contract, and it will be a big decision for a Spurs executive tier who have vowed to be better at selling. He's 24 and his current deal expires in 2029, but if they cannot tie him down, do they sell? If so, how much can they command? Therein lies the problem with any potential approach. He will still have 3 years left on his contract come the end of the season, and Spurs may feel they can command a king's ransom for a player everyone knows will only get better. But Liverpool have a genuine interest in Van de Ven, and there are a number of reasons why breaking the bank might be the right call. Van de Ven's profile could be what Liverpool are missing. The overarching problem that many have with Liverpool this season is that it's a boring style to watch. Van de Ven is far from boring. He regularly carries the ball up the length of the pitch, breezing past players as if they were statues and showing good decision-making in the final third. Another of Arne Slot's problems is that his side are too easily countered against. Again, Van de Ven's physical superiority will help in that aspect. As a final ingredient, add in the strong Dutch contingent at Anfield, and this move really starts to make sense.
Milos Kerkez admits he is not satisfied at Liverpool as he responds to Cody Gakpo scrutiny. Milos Kerkez previewed Liverpool's Champions League clash with Marseille at the pre-match press conference at the Orange Velodrome. Milos Kerkez has insisted he is still not satisfied with his performances for Liverpool, but finding form in recent weeks. The Hungary international endured a slow start to his Reds' career following his £40 million form from AFC Bournemouth. But with Arne Slot's side embarking on a 12-game unbeaten run since the end of November, the left-back has looked much improved and cemented his status as Liverpool's first-choice left-back ahead of Andy Robertson. However, having seen his performances for Bournemouth last season earn him both his move to Anfield and a place in the PFA Premier League Players of the Year, the 22-year-old is not resting on his laurels and is determined to continue improving. I feel when I came here, I think every player needs time to adapt because you come to one of the biggest clubs in the world, Kerkez said. I got help from everyone, from the boss, the players, the staff, from everyone. I think in the last month or so I have improved in a lot of areas, but I am still not satisfied. I want more, and everyone will help me to do it. I've learned a lot from Robbo. We talked a few times. Robbo is a legend here at the club, a big player, did a lot of stuff for the club, won trophies. For me, it is a privilege to be next to such a player. I'm just taking it in. I'm learning, listening always. I just want to improve. Meanwhile, Kerkez dismissed concerns about his connection with Cody Gakpo on the left flank. The Hungarian had previously partly put his improved form down to a good link-up with Florian Wirtz when the German was tasked with lining up on the left in the absence of the injured Dutchman. I would say, no, it is not really a problem, Kerkez insisted. I think I play well with Cody. I would not call it a problem. It is my job to give a winger the ball, to make space, to run, to overlap, to underlap, to do everything that I can to open space for him to go in. I then create space for a striker, then it's his decision what he is going to do. We don't have any problem. We talk always in training, we do the combinations, there is no real problem. Liverpool could cement their place in the Champions League knockouts playoff round with a point against Marseille Wednesday night, and come into the game off the back of a 12-game unbeaten run. But having drawn 6 of those matches, Kerkez admits he understands frustration from the Reds fanbase, with supporters booing after Saturday's 1-1 draw with Burnley, as he revealed his determination to help Liverpool finish in the Champions League top 8 and qualified directly for the round of 16. Obviously, I understand the fans' frustration. They have freedom of speech, and we are disappointed also.
Former Liverpool star delivers frank Mohamed Salah instruction to Arne Slot. Mohamed Salah is back in the Liverpool squad after missing the Reds' last 7 games, and he could have a key role to play against Marseille in the Champions League. Former Liverpool defender Stephen Warnock has suggested that Mohamed Salah should go straight back into the team against Marseille because the Reds are in need of a game-changer. Salah has missed Liverpool's last 7 games owing to his involvement in the Africa Cup of Nations with Egypt, but he returned to training at the start of this week and traveled to southern France with his teammates on Tuesday ahead of tonight's crucial European game. One of the shining lights is that Mo Salah is back, Warnock said. A lot of people are seeing that as potentially an issue in Liverpool's squad because of the trouble he caused before he went to AFCON, but I think at the moment they need a game changer. They need some goals in the team and need to be more clinical, and maybe Salah can just bring that edge back up front. Salah's future at Liverpool looked uncertain shortly before he departed Liverpool for AFCON in December, after a series of incendiary remarks he gave to reporters in the mixed zone at Elland Road following a 3-3 draw in which he was an unused substitute. The Egyptian accused the club of throwing him under the bus while also saying he no longer had a relationship with Liverpool head coach Arne Slot. Salah was dropped for Liverpool's next game away to Inter Milan in the Champions League, but positive talks between Slot and Salah upon the squad's return from Italy saw Salah restored to the squad for a 2-0 Premier League win over Brighton. Prior to that game against Brighton, it felt as though Salah might have played his last game for the club, and that he could have ended up leaving during the January transfer window upon his return from AFCON. But a good performance against Brighton, followed by a warm exchange with Liverpool's supporters after the game, plus a lack of noise surrounding his future in the weeks since, suggested that the storm had passed. Slot was asked about his relationship with Salah in a press conference on Tuesday ahead of today's Champions League game against Marseille. "It's as normal as it has always been," Slot responded. "There was only one exception, and that was the game against Inter where I didn't take him, but for all the games he was there. In the last game he was at Liverpool before he went to AFCON, he came in after 15 or 20 minutes, and I think he had a very good performance in that game. We were 1-0 up at the time, and we beat Brighton with 2-0. I think he left in a situation that was good for him and for us, because we beat Brighton and he played again, and then he went to the AFCON. Again, he did what he usually does, scoring goals. Unfortunately, he couldn't win the tournament, but there were other very good teams in that tournament as well. But he got to the semifinals, and now he's back with us. Of course, I spoke to him today, and I'm happy to have him back." The new Henderson. Liverpool makes £65 million cheat code a top target. Comparison might be the thief of joy, but Liverpool supporters can't help but look at the contrast between Arne Slot's side and Arsenal at the top of the Premier League table. Looking at how the Reds compare to their own title-winning team of 2024-25 makes for even more miserable reading, and the current 12-match unbeaten run has done little to ease the frustrations. Liverpool are in a top 4 race, and it's looking increasingly unlikely that FSG are going to sanction a big-money buy before the end of the January transfer window. The latest on Liverpool's search for a midfielder. So much has gone wrong at Liverpool this season, and the two parts of Slot's tenure could not be more diametrically opposed. Much has been made of defensive trouble and bluntness in attack, but the midfield system hasn't worked this season, with Ryan Gravenberch found out at number 6 and Alexis McAllister a shadow of his past self. With this in mind, it's understandable that FSG should be hoping to sign a new center midfielder in 2026, with one of the most exciting up-and-comers earmarked. As per reports in Spain, Liverpool are planning to sign Crystal Palace star Adam Wharton this summer. Having admired the England international, who was only 21 for a while, sporting director Richard Hughes has now raised him to top target status. While the report suggests that Palace have set a base price tag of £65 million, Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur also share a vested interest in the player, but it's the Anfield outfit who are said to be leading the race to sign him due to their project.
Why Wharton would improve Liverpool's midfield? It feels like the wheels are coming off at Selhurst Park, with Oliver Glasner leaving at the end of the season, Mark Guehi sold to Manchester City, and the outfit currently enduring a 10-game winless run in all competitions. Wharton remains a top midfielder, however, actually described by one analyst back at the start of the season as being the best U21 player in the Prem. There's some top talent about the English top flight, but Wharton may well be the pick of the bunch, with his technical gifts and completeness in the middle of the park, leading analyst Ben Mattinson to hail him as a cheat code. Should Liverpool sign this up-and-coming midfielder, they may even secure their new version of Jordan Henderson, who joined the club from Sunderland way back in 2011 when he was only 20 years old. Now, the Three Lions star is one of Liverpool's modern legends, having captained them through their trophy-laden journey in Jurgen Klopp's system. An intelligent and industrious midfielder, BBC Sport's Danny Murphy called him an extremely consistent performer for Klopp, so effective in his leadership role. Henderson was not a player to be defined by statistics, and you could say the same for Wharton, although the Eagle superstar has fashioned many openings and covered plenty of ground in the Premier League this season, mimicking Henderson in playing a complete role.